Hello, this is Maestro X, and I'm going to go over the Level 2 academic word of the day, nuclear, for week 5, quarter 4. Let's take a look at your flashcard. Nuclear has 2 syllables, and the emphasis or stress is on the first syllable, nu. So we say nuclear, nuclear. It is used as an adjective and only an adjective, okay? And it's a scientific term. It refers to using or producing or resulting from a powerful form of energy produced by splitting the nuclei, which are the central parts of atoms. Okay? You can see nuclei is actually your familial word, the plural noun form of nuclear. Nucleus is one nuclei. So nucleus is the singular noun, nuclei is the plural noun, and nuclear is the adjective. Okay. And usually we use, most people know the term nuclear when we're talking about nuclear power, nuclear energy. Sometimes there's nuclear power plants around the nation that produce energy by splitting atoms. You can also create a weapon called a nuclear bomb, and that is the example used in your academic sentence. There's a famous book called Hiroshima by John Hersey, and the book Hiroshima tells the story of 6 Japanese people who lived through the dropping of a nuclear bomb on their city in 1945. So the United States dropped 2 nuclear bombs in Japan at the end of World War II, one on Hiroshima, one on Nagasaki, killing hundreds of thousands of people. 6 of the survivors, their stories are told in this short book by John Hersey. Very, very powerful. Okay, as I said, nucleus and nuclei are your familial words referring to the actual center of the atoms. We have one antonym, and usually this is just terms of using when we're talking about weapons, like a conventional bomb versus a nuclear bomb. Okay, and that's used today when we're talking about wars and countries using generally conventional weapons because the use of nuclear weapons is so dramatic and quite controversial. Okay, that's your level 2 academic word of the day. Please be sure to use nuclear as an adjective in an original sentence about yourself. Nuclear has the connotation, sometimes it's used just to mean, as a connotation, just incredibly dramatic and final. And, like, for example, last year, sometimes you might hear the politicians talking about, oh, we're going to go nuclear or use a nuclear option. And they're not talking about necessarily atoms, but just like the biggest possible thing that they could do to get a result. They might call that the nuclear option, just because nuclear bombs were just so devastating. Okay. So again, write an original sentence using nuclear as an adjective, and be sure to include an illustration. And happy studying.